Welcome back to the deep end. We're back at Filter headquarters with three special guests today. Another interview that a lot of people have been waiting for. HP Boyz. How you guys doing?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. What brings you boys up to Sydney? You've been hanging out in the studio, I've seen, doing a little bit of work, but a little bit of fun.
Yeah, just here for work, you know. Try to make some music, get some more content, and yeah.
Who you guys been working with up here?
Woolstar, Solo,
Clapback.
yeah, Clapback, Colchi. Shout out to them. Mad love, eh?
You've been in some nice studios.
Yeah, hard.
Yeah,
bro.
Studio sessions.
Living it up. We're lucky, eh? No, thanks to the boys for hooking it up, eh? We're lucky to be in those studios, so yeah.
Is this the first time you guys have come up here to record music? Because you come up here to play a show before, but to actually be in studios and connecting with people, is this the first time?
No, we've come here
before.
before. Yeah,
we've been here before.
No, we normally do this trip, you know, it's worth it. Every time we leave here, with, you know, good 10 tracks or something like that.
And I guess the one big thing that happened with HP Boyz recently, congrats on you guys for having that billboard straight in the middle of Melbourne. How did it feel seeing that? Because that must be, you know, it's pretty amazing to see your faces up there.
Yeah,
It's big, you know.
it's big for us as well. Like, you know, like, we're not even from the city too. We're out suburbs, you know, further down south. But you know, to go to the city and see our faces up there, you know, take our boys with us as well. You know, see, everyone's a part of it somehow. You know, so it's just not just us three on the picture. You know.
You know, yeah, we enjoy the moment, and then, you know, move on. You know, try and, you know, elevate, keep getting, you know, try and get on a bigger billboard.
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah.
How long did that moment go for? You spent a whole day walking around the city, taking different angles.
No.
Yeah, long walks and that.
Yeah.
Because there's a few smaller ones I saw, and then the big one was on the side of that building.
No, shout out to Spotify for that too, eh?
Yep. Yeah, Spotify came through.
So what's it like walking through Hampton Park now? You guys get stopped for photos, get stopped for signatures, this and that?
Actually, not really.
Not really,
Not
bro.
much.
Because we're always there, you know what I mean? So like, nah, not really. Not on HP.
Not on HP.
We're there like every day at the shops. We always go eat there and shit, you know? So like, no, we don't really get stopped there. If we go like to the big shopping centers, then we get stopped there. But yes, that's why we don't go there.
Any crazy fan experiences yet for you guys?
This little kid did a birthday cake with our faces
Oh
on it.
yeah, that's right.
Crack up.
You know what flavour it was?
I don't know. It was some cake that had our photos on it, eh? But that's pretty buzzy, but well,
No, but the fans are like hectic. You know, they do a lot. Like, there's a lot of things that our other fans don't see. What the fans do, like they'll send us drawings, you know, pictures and fan art and stuff like that. And it's hectic. You know, it's good. Like, I enjoy that stuff.
And it's crazy because when they make like they do those drawings and shit, like, because I still think, why the fuck would someone draw like a picture of me? You know what I mean? And I know, like, the boys feel the same way too.
YJ, you and On It are cousins, I believe?
Yeah.
I saw in another interview that you were saying, you know, your producer, your manager, everyone's, you know, part of the family, you know?
We're all family,
Everyone's related to someone. So are there any other, you know, members of your family who are getting into rap now, like, you know, the artist side?
Music runs in our family, you know what I mean? So like, we've got a couple of other boys that rap too, but yeah, every time I see them, I'm like, bro, come studio, cuz, come studio.
Yeah.
No, I don't think, like, you know, because I think for us, like to start because like especially for like fob kids, like confidence is like not, you know, we're not really confident people, you know what I mean? So like for us to build the confidence and, you know, go out there and, you know, like, because sometimes to me it's still like it's not me doing it, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, we just had like for my boys that rap as well, like yeah, they just don't have the confidence to, you know, come out and do it. But yeah, hopefully one day.
But yeah, that's the big that's the big key confidence.
Because like yeah, everyone knows fob people are like they're shy people. You
Like,
know
we
what I
are
mean?
confident in some other things, you know, but
Yeah.
as soon as it's time to step on, like in front of certain people, you're like,
Especially in the industry where rap's like, you know, oh look at me, you know what I mean? Like look at me, look what I'm doing, blah blah blah, you know. Like for fob kids, you know, it's like yeah.
it's a bit much sometimes.
As a kid, you're taught not to, you know, like, you know, be humble.
Be
You're taught
humble.
not to say you're this and that. But you know, I think it's good that, you know, it's changing.
Get out of
It's
the
changing,
comfort
yeah.
zone.
Obviously, look, it's changed our lives. You know what I mean?
But I think, you know, saying that is like confidence. It's got to be like, you know, it's got to be directed in a certain way. You know, some people have confidence, but they have too much. You know, and it might take them in the wrong path. You know, so it's good to have confidence, but also learning how to control it at the same time.
Knowing how to draw it back sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, all you know, younger islanders or younger members of your family seeing you guys up there on a billboard doing this, doing that is definitely going to help them with that confidence.
Yeah, 100%.
So I definitely think it's changing. It's a culture change, you know. And On It, I saw in another interview you also said that Kendrick Lamar's album Good Kid, Mad City was the one that inspired you to start rapping.
Yeah.
So what was it specifically about that album that made you want to take up that art?
I don't know, he's just a boss, you know what I mean? Like, and he's not like, you know, like, he's not like, you know, like a 50 Cent, you know, rapping like a hard cunt, you know what I mean? Like, he's smart with his words, and like, it's just catchy shit, you know what I mean? Like.
And were you guys listening to any Australian stuff?
Yeah,
This guy does.
I say it all the time.
Loves it.
Son of Sam, Alex Jones, all those boys, chilling it, all of them. Listening to them ages
I'm
ago.
heavily influenced
I
by
remember
UK artists.
I used to show these guys, like,
Yeah.
and these guys were like, who's that? You know what I mean? I come with like a new Aussie artist, I'd show these guys. But yeah, those guys, so after that Good Kid, Mad City album, and then I started listening to Oz rap, and then, you know, that's what inspired me to actually, you know, start doing it as well.
Did you guys do a show with Fracture and Alex Jones, or did I make that up? Like, I swear you guys.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you did it. Yeah.
Yeah. Alex Jones was buzzing out because I was rapping all his lyrics. I know all of them, you know what I mean?
A-Dot's a king.
I
man.
know all of them. I know all of them.
I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure Fracture and Scottie Hines tried to come to one of your shows, but they got barred at the entry because they were wearing Nikes or something.
Yeah.
Hey,
No, but we didn't know they rocked up.
yeah.
I didn't know that because you know, we were in the back and shit. So yeah, I didn't know they were coming down.
Why was there a dress code at an HP Boyz show? What was going on there?
where was this? Where was this?
That's the nightlife for you, know what I mean? Like yeah, like most places we're banned from.
Yeah,
now,
well-
like they hit us up, they want us to perform. Like fuck that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
100.
I'm pretty sure I'm like, if you search my name, I'm still banned. You know what I mean? And what, I can come perform.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like fuck that. Fuck yourself.
So you guys listening to some gutter rap stuff as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, do you know, Honor is the real reason why we got into it, you know, like even if you can even hear his style, it's Oz, you know.
Cause you know that time it was popping off, you know what I mean? Alex Jones, Son of Sam, Fracture, all those boys. Dime, Michos, all of those boys, they were popping off, man.
So another Australian rapper on the scene, kind of in the same scene as that, is Forte. We interviewed him on the last episode, and he claims to be the first Australian rapper to rock a mullet. Were you guys inspired by Forte on that front or not?
On the mullet, to be honest, I didn't know Forte had a mullet. But if he did, fucking earth, you know what I mean? But I think, yeah, YJ was the first one to have a mullet, but the reason why
Just
we
out
got,
of the boys,
the
but
reason why we got mullets is because like,
we're
just like,
just like
No one
Aussies,
likes
bro.
it.
when you see someone with a mullet, you know they don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? You see it's just fucking,
filthy,
you know?
you know?
It's disgusting, but you know,
Well, like,
you love it.
All our mums have told us to shave it off many times.
Oh, my mum, you know?
Many times.
They all hate
you
it.
know, they all hated it.
Yeah.
But now it's a thing, you know, and now, fuck, my son's got a mullet now, so
Yeah.
it's hard.
No, heaps of kids have mullets now, you know what I mean?
Well, there was that story in Perth last week that a kid got banned from a pub because he had a mullet
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
made
I've
like
seen
the
that.
national news or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
And then
Even that kid on The
then
Voice,
if he
he's got a
becomes a
mullet.
rapper, they'll ask him to
The
perform it.
16-year-old kid, yeah, I saw that.
Fat mullet.
So for anyone out there with a mullet, what are some of the hair care tips that you suggest?
YJ.
Tie up your hair at night time when you go to sleep. It will grow. Trust me. Trust in the process.
What shampoo do you use?
Nah.
Coconut?
That was the past. That was the past.
He doesn't use coconut oil anymore.
Make sure you brush your hair too. It will grow.
Ways, you said that you know, you've always been into reggae music, and it was really the other HP Boyz that inspired you to rap.
Yeah, 100.
So when you started rapping, do you remember your first verse or your first bar? Like, what was that? And you know, did you stand up in front of the boys and perform it, or what happened there?
I can't really remember, but like I remember the first night moving to HP, and then the first night I was there, I linked up with them and we had a fat drink.
It was heaps
And
of
like,
us.
and I always heard, like, because I've always known the boys for ages, but I never really hang out with them, you know. And then that night was the first time I heard both of them rap, and I was just like, what the fuck's going on? Like, this is something I've never heard before. Like, and I love rap music. Don't get me wrong, I've always been to reggae, but it doesn't mean I don't like other music, you know. But when I heard the boys rap, I was like, fuck, this is something I've never heard before. Like, you know, like there's a Salmon guy rapping like an Aussie, you know, like an Aussie bloke, you know, and this guy just
I was so heavily inspired by the
by
time too.
Aussie, like before I'm born and raised in Oz, you know, but you know I'm also proud Salmon. But now like hearing these guys, it made me kind of feel proud to be Australian still. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm Aussie still in my heart. You know what I mean? So and these guys really, because if you go to overseas in NZ and the islands, like we're not really the same as them. You know, we lived a different life. You know, different time. Grew up around different things and different people. Here it's multicultural. You know, you get inspired a lot when you're, you know, as a kid here. But when you go over there, there's things that's already set, you know what I'm saying? So for me, my first bars and that was, I can't even remember, but I'm heavily inspired by Biggie Smalls, so it'd probably be something along these lines there.
And Blueprint was obviously the big single for you guys last year. But before that, you guys have been rapping for a couple of years. You did a couple of tracks, but said they weren't good enough to release.
Yeah.
Oh, well, and the confidence thing too, you know. We had to build, like, you know, over the years, we had to build our confidence up to, you know, come out. Because, you know, we're shy people, you know, so.
Because before we were, like, especially when I came, these guys would only rap in front of the boys. No one else.
No,
like,
people would record.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'd see it, I'm like, oh, fucking take that off. Like, do not show anyone. Like, delete it, I'd make them delete it off their phone, you know, like, that's how.
But that was them. And when I met them, that was them. For me, I was like, why you not, like, you know, you should be going show, but, you know, the confidence thing, like you were saying.
And I felt like I had to perfect it before I let it out, you know what I mean? Before, you know, videos start going around at me.
So are we ever going to hear those tracks in like a secret EP or something in a couple of years, you know, the early demos?
To be honest, like, these guys always say, like, I should rap my old shit.
Stuff, yeah.
But
this guy for sure,
like,
man.
at the time, when I write something, I like it, like, that month. And then the next month, I hate it, you know what I mean? Like all our old songs, like, once we release it, I'm over it, you're like, you know? Like, I don't like it anymore.
Yeah, well, maybe just like in a couple of years, then we'll see, you know, those early On It demos on Spotify, on Apple. I think one of the hallmark moments of, you know, this whole movement that happened in 2019, you guys were obviously one of the biggest artists, but one of the craziest moments was that show where you guys teamed up with 1-4, played in Brisbane, and, you know, that show was sold out completely. Eaton's Hill Hotel, which is normally a venue for international artists, and you guys sold that shit out in, I don't know how many minutes, but it sold out pretty quick, you know. So what was it like playing that show? Like you said, you know, a couple of years before, rapping in front of the boys, not even in front of a camera, and then going to 2,500 people screaming, you know? How was that?
Oh.
Bro, I was still shitty bricks before I was
Bussy,
on stage, though, to be honest. Like, but, bro, yeah.
Well, people always ask us if we're nervous, you know? Like, I never get nervous, not for shows. Like, I don't get nervous.
I get nervous just around up in, just before I get on stage, like, you know, when I hear the crowd rap my lyrics, like, I feed off that energy, like, you know, these guys really fuck with my shit, like, I want to go and perform. You know?
But yeah, shout out to 1-4, because I'm pretty sure they asked him, like, they asked 1-4 who they want as their support act, and they said us, so, you know, we're lucky.
We're grateful, yeah, they
shout
shouted us out, and they took us up, you know, and we had a good time as well, so.
But yeah, I reckon that show, like, for us, and 1-4, like, I reckon it was a turning point in the, you know, like, the hip hop scene for us, because, like, yeah, we're doing all right with the music, but when we did the show and sold it out in front of that many people, you know what I mean? I think people realized, you know, we're taking this seriously, you know what I mean? And like for us and 1-4, that was our first show, and, like, you know, 2,500 people sold out in 3 hours.
And I think it was not only good for the fans, but as us as artists as well, like, you know, like, because we both left, like, we're not even from Brisbane, none of us and 1-4 are not even from Brisbane. So we went there, and it's good because then now we know that, like, there are people behind us somewhere else, you know, besides our home, you know. Home's always going to be home, but once there's people else, like, supporting you outside of your home, it becomes different, you know, and it gets bigger and bigger every time.
We need to do a tour with them.
Yeah, 1-4.
Australia.
Yeah.
That'll be a huge tour.
That'll be massive.
Good times.
Like you were saying as well, it's one thing, especially in the underground scene, you see it a lot. It's one thing to get 1 million views on YouTube, but it's another thing to sell 2,500 tickets.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a very big leap for an artist, you know.
Especially in New Zealand as well, like, they really helped us get somewhere as well, because a lot of our people over there, you know what I'm saying? So they could relate in some ways, and it really helped us, you know,
What about
what we had.
And we got the best fans, eh? We got the best fans.
Yeah, when I went in NZ, like, every fan again, giving me weed, you know, giving me smoking up in the back, fucking going hard. They're good.
So how did you guys first link up with the 1-4 boys? Was that just through an Instagram DM or something, or?
Because we linked up with them before we ever even dropped the track. We came to Sydney because one of our boys played footy up here, and his first game, we all the boys came down to watch, and Howie was watching our freestyles, and then they were in the studio at Sony. They were in the studio, and Howie invited us down. He's like, "Oh, I'm with 1-4 in the studio. Do you guys want to come down?" I'm pretty sure we were supposed to go somewhere else, but we're like, fuck that, we're going to the studio.
That's the Sony one, right?
Yeah, we're like, fuck that, we're going to the studio. Because there was like 20 of us here. And we're all supposed to go somewhere, then like think how many of us? Like 4 of us left.
Four
there.
of us.
And all the boys were just sitting at the house because they all wanted to come to the studio.
They all
but
wanted to meet him.
we couldn't all go. When we went to the studio, I seen 1-4. Then when we came back, we walked in. All the boys were just sitting there like, how'd it go? They're all just waiting like.
It was dead as when we got there.
Yeah.
Then, but
They're all
when we
pissed
got
off
there,
they couldn't
everyone
come.
started drinking.
What other Aussie groups are you guys a fan of at the moment who are, you know, really coming up now?
Shelly,
Shelly.
there's heaps of people killing it at the moment.
Yeah,
Oh, JC
Yeah.
Fuck, his
Shelly.
style is solid.
Love Me or
Reminds
Not
me-
is a jam.
Reminds me of a UK artist.
Yeah,
Even
man.
Blue Boy, like
Yeah, Blue
even though he
Boy.
doesn't, he's singing, but I like his style. Like it's good. I like what he's coming up with.
And still, like Alex Jones, I still, you know, listen to them. Alex Jones, Fracture, shout out to all of them, eh? All the older boys.
How did it feel getting that kind of respect from, you know, such staples in the Melbourne scene when you guys were coming up? You know, Frax has been around, you know, since the mid-2000s.
Well, I remember when Alex Jones followed me, I was like going nuts. I screenshot and sent it to all the boys. Like I was going nuts. But yeah, Fracture, he's a GA. You know, they're all like, you know, it's crazy to see like all those guys. They're all humble as, you know, and they're all down to earth. And yeah.
I think that's the like other thing. Like we don't really know what like certain artists are like as people, you know. And so once we get there, you know, it's always going to be a surprise. But those Aussie boys always looked out for us and always gave us advice and tips and that for, you know, because they know that we're just starting, you know, and they've been in it for ages. So they really helped us a lot. So yeah.
This year, the big thing with HP Boyz was the 6 to the World EP. Again, kind of similar to the Billboard thing. How did it feel waking up on release day or a week after release day, whenever, and seeing that top 10 Australian charts, top 10 New Zealand charts?
Yeah.
Crazy feeling.
I still haven't even processed it all.
Yeah,
Like,
it still feels normal.
like I know they're big moments, but like to be honest, I see it and I'm like, I've got like, you know, I'm proud, but I don't know. I just doesn't feel real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hard.
Doesn't feel real. Like even the Billboard thing, you know.
It's hard. I think for us, all three of us, like it's hard to process certain information, like especially when so much things going so fast.
Yeah.
You know, like only in the space of 1 year we've done all of this that
Yeah.
we're talking about. You know,
Like it's
so-
literally been 12 months. You know?
Yeah, and like even till now, I still talk about the tour that we did in the Brisbane show because I still can't believe we did that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's still taking a long time to process everything that's going on, but at the same time, it's like inspiring us. You know, like we did those shows and I think that we could do something
Makes us
bigger.
wanna go harder.
You know, go bigger and go harder. You know, or travel the world. This time, really go travel the world. You know, so.
Like we sold out 7 shows in NZ on 3 songs. You know, we only had 3 songs and like, but the
don't-
fans just
bro.
like, you know, like we're so lucky, you know, like, and yeah, because of them, like, you know, we do this, you know, this is our job now, you know, so.
Because
Yeah, we're
before
lucky.
last year, you know, some of the boys were still working when we were making music last year. You know, the boys still had jobs. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we just came out, made music, and we've been living off it. You know what I'm saying? This was still our side hustle for a long time last year. So now we're doing this full time, and it's going good places. You know, it's taking us to good places.
Because we didn't really take it seriously, like, you know, like after Blueprint, you know, we had like I think we didn't release for like 4 months, eh?
Yeah, 4
Yeah.
months.
We just released Blueprint and, you know,
Just kicked it.
yeah.
Hard. But
And
we're
then
working at
when
the
we,
top.
like, you know, we got back together, got the boys back together, did Engineers. When Engineers went #1 trending, that's when I was like, all right, you know, like to see your video #1, like that was for me, that's what changed everything for me. I actually thought that, you know, we can actually do this, and then, yeah.
When do you think you guys are going to have time to sit down and properly process the massive year that you guys have had? Like, has lockdown helped? Just sitting at home, just kind of thinking about it, or?
I think
I
lockdown.
don't think about it.
Yeah, I
like,
don't.
you know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I don't know what I should do because I know I should, like, you know, like let it all sink in properly, you know, like.
But I think because like even us, like we still want to work. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we don't want to just sit on that moment. And then like everything, the world's still moving at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to move with the world. You know, so I rather move with the world than try and process the moment. You know what I'm saying?
No, but once we drop, I just move. You know, I just move on. Like, yeah, I don't really like this. Like, because we listen to it like fucking over and over again before it comes out. So like, once
Get
we
sick
drop,
of
I
it.
just
Don't
onto the
even
next
listen
thing,
to
you
it
know?
after.
Yeah, I'm trying my hardest not to anyway.
Every artist I know, you've listened to the demo fucking 500 times before it gets mixed and mastered. When it gets mixed and mastered, you listen to another 500 times. When it comes out, you're over the song.
And you sit there listening for 3 hours trying to change tiny little bits, like little sounds, And then you do the go listen in the car, go listen in the, you know, go
Different
listen in
sound
the studio,
systems, yeah.
Listen on your phone, listen on the speaker.
And on the Six to the World EP, you guys had a lot of different sounds on there. That's what I liked about it. You know, you guys had kind of chipmunk soul vocals in one song. You had Latin guitars. Obviously, you guys have used that heavily. And N Bouj, I saw in another interview you said, you know, even if someone doesn't agree with our lyrics, if they listen to the production or the beats and the sounds and they vibe to it, they're not going to be able to deny it.
Yeah, 100%.
Is that something that you guys consciously did from the start so your music would go further?
Yeah, well, all of us have always, like, especially our other bro, the PJ, you know, we've always, like, because we all rap differently, you know, our style, people can tell that we're all influenced by different people. And, like, I think for some artists before, like, they always go search for someone that's like them, you know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, obviously they can relate and vibe together, but us, it's more like our lives relate, but our styles are different, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, coming together,
Our styles are different.
yeah, you know, coming together, it's like, you know, someone's cooking, like, it's flavors, you know what I mean? Like,
This guy loves US, like, US
love-
artists.
yeah,
This guy
yeah.
likes UK artists, I like Aussie artists.
I'm heavily influenced by old school hip hop, like old school, especially like I like 50 Cent as well, and I like Akon as well. Like, you know, I like his style, like the singing Nate Dogg. Like, you know, Nate Dogg, he can sing and rap. Like, I like that. That's different.
Yeah, I like that too, because you know, obviously we were all listening to it back then. But like, the reason why I like what drew me to Aussie artists is because we used to graph back in the days. So you know, like Alex Jones and that, like it's like a graph rap scene. You know what I mean?
LGs.
Graph/rap, yeah. So like that's what drew me to their music, because you know what they were rapping about. Like, you know, like there's slang words in there that only graphers would understand.
Yeah.
YJ, what UK artists were you into?
I was into Young T, Bugsy, who else? Heady One,
Fredo.
Fredo, D1. But I got a lot, bro. I
So
love
this guy's
UK
the one, like,
artists.
before I never really listened to UK like three, 4 years ago.
Don E.
And these guys, we had a massive party and this guy starts playing all these songs. It's just different, you know? When you hear something different, you like it.
This guy's always got new music.
Yeah, it's always
This
got,
guy and PJ, our manager.
yeah, always got different sounds and it just pops off, you know?
And I think a great example of you guys expanding your sound was the single Out Here from the EP.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys had Mahmood directing that video. So how did he get involved with the project? Because he's done some cool stuff with Vice. He did the 1-4 documentary and stuff like that. How did he get involved?
Because we're actually doing a documentary with Vice. So that's how we met him. We went and met him, and then I think during quarantine, we were supposed to get JN to come do a video for us, but yeah, he couldn't come down, and we needed to do a video. So we just got Mahmood because he's in Melbourne. So yeah,
It's
that's
just
how
made
we
it
got
easier. Plus, he's a good guy. And,
Yeah.
you know, we already met beforehand and it
Yeah.
just made things easier for
He's
us.
a G.
Yeah.
Shout out to my
He
boy.
killed
Shout
that
out to
video.
Mahmood.
He's done some cool stories.
Yeah.
Anyone looking for some great journalism, check out his stuff. And as well in that clip, you guys had Saint Side and 91 Vintage involved. So how did that come about as well? Because I think they've been two crews or two brands that have really supported the hip hop scene in Melbourne
Yeah.
for years and years.
Yeah. Oh, they were connected. They came through with Mahmood. Yeah. Shout out to them. Thanks to yeah.
And another single off the EP, Eeny Meeny. On it, you had a little section on there, which was, you know, on the more melodic, auto-tuned, like a couple of bars in there.
Yeah.
Is that something you're exploring more in the future?
Yeah. We got a few ones in the in the vault like that, but yeah, we just like every time we drop, we want to show like we just want to blindside, you know, everyone. We want to come with different every time, and I think like you keep seeing that from us throughout the year.
100. But obviously, like, the melodic, like, it's not like it's new to us in a way, you know what I'm saying? Like, the boy, like, songs and music has always been in our culture and even in, like, our church and that, so.
But it was funny experimenting with that, like the auto tune, like because remember I had to do melodies, so I did it in my normal voice, and then I had to do the high beat. Remember I was trying to do the high beat, and then he was saying like if you put the mic up here and like put your head up, you can reach the high note. I was
He
like,
had to harmonize
I
himself.
had to like
Yeah,
no, but like.
I'll harmonize it,
All
but
the
I didn't
boys,
sound
like,
nice.
no, I was trying to do it. I took off the headphones. Everyone's laughing at me. Nah, wait, I'll get this right. Then you won't be laughing at me anymore.
But yeah, nah, like doing stuff like that, it's fun in the studio as well,
Yeah.
you know, like really helps us build our relationship
Yeah.
as artists, like, you know, we just try different shit, you know. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
I still
If it
remember
works-
that all the boys were laughing at me when I was trying to do the melody part. I was like, because I tried it once and it didn't sound good, but I was like, I swear it sounded good in my head. I was like, wait, let me keep trying this, because like, you know, lucky I kept trying.
I think that's one of the best changes that's happened to the scene over the years. Years and years back, if you're a rapper, you're expected to be a rapper, punchlines, very direct. I think over the years, people have been experimenting more with melody, crossing over with R&B and dancehall and Afro swing, and now it's just anyone can do anything, and it's, the sound's just expanded.
Yeah, well, the sound will always keep evolving. You know what I mean? Like, in 20 years' time, I'd be interested to just see what the scene sounds like, in Australia.
Yeah, or even the next 10 years, because the world moves so fast. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I even can't keep up with myself. You know what I'm saying? So. We'll see. It might not even be the same in the next 5 to 10 years, you know what I mean? It could be just a totally different scene with a different sound. But I'm excited to see it, at the same time.
And 2 years ago, there was no fobs, no Islanders rapping, you know what I mean? So heaps of, everyone's, it was after 1-4 came out and it was 1-4, Hefs, they were both killing it at the time. And I think it was after them, it was just a trickle effect. Everyone just, started coming out last year, you know what I mean?
How insane is that, seeing the YouTube trending charts whenever someone drops and it's literally 5 out of 10 is an Islander rapper?
Yeah, it's good, yeah.
Hectic.
I'm just happy that, even if it wasn't an Islander, shout out to everyone else too, it's just good to see, the hip-hop, the rap videos, trending, doesn't matter who it is, yeah.
Plus, if it's trending in Oz, that means Australia's watching Australia, you know what I'm saying? We need that more, you know what I mean? America bangs because America fucks with their own shit. So is UK. We gotta learn how to fuck with our own shit at the same time. So it's good.
Yeah, make sure you listen to Aussie rappers more than you listen to other rappers.
The other track from Six to the World was the title track, which I think is one of the most popular cuts from the EP. On there, I guess lyrically, it's about you guys reflecting on the massive year that you guys have had. So what do you think is the biggest lifestyle change that's happened to you guys since Blueprint started taking off?
I don't think we've changed much what we do in our daily lives. We still appreciate everyone that's in our life, our families, our friends, our boys. We still appreciate them the same we did 2, 3, 5 years ago, you know what I'm saying? So
I reckon the biggest change is because we have to fly all the time, we travel, just being away from our family, yeah. That's the biggest
and just having a certain I know sometimes it's hard for us to see ourselves as artists, because a lot of people see us and they look up to us and because we like to have fun too, but at the same time when we're out there we gotta
once we get home it's back to normal.
It's back to normal. At the same time we gotta remember people are looking at us, we have to behave in a way, but it's good, it keeps us in check.
Yeah, I reckon that's the biggest change, just traveling, being away from our family, because because before we did music, we wouldn't travel anyway, so yeah, we're blessed to have an opportunity to travel and do our music and shit. We're lucky.
Lucky. This is what we love to do. We're doing something that we love to do, and it's good.
And on the business side of things, what's the biggest lesson you've learned about the music industry so far?
Oh, well, business, I'd say
business. I guess
to all the artists coming up, just don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid. Yeah. Especially with business, make sure you understand what's going on. Make sure you're reading everything. Make sure you have a clear understanding. If you don't ask questions, because it's really important. Some people just hearing it and then because they really don't want to hear it, and they just get up. But then maybe later on down the track, something's happening to them legally. You know what I mean?
And it's common sense, really. Just look.
Just
be smart.
Be smart about what you're doing, especially not just music, but business in general. Even when you're doing deals with people outside of music, it's the same thing. Just gotta be careful who you trust and always ask questions if you don't understand something. That's probably all I have to say.
So what's on the cards for HP Boyz for the rest of the year?
More music's the main thing, I think, because it's good because we're from Melbourne, but we like coming to Sydney because there's a lot of opportunity. For the music scene anyway, there's a lot of people here who do music, and especially our style, and we really get inspired. So coming back here and making more music is pretty much what we want to do.
Has anyone from Toyota reached out to you guys yet?
I don't know, but they better soon before I move to Ford.
Get a Ranger.
Yeah. We need sponsorship, man. Fuck.
Any last words for the HP Boyz fans out there?
Whatever you're doing, keep going hard. Never give up. Find your passion and always be patient. Patience is another thing. people always want things now and now and now. You know, they expect things to happen now. But if you be patient, it will come. That's what I would.
Love that. Thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
Sure, G. No, thanks for having us.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us.